Okay, thank you. Welcome to everybody. I am Stefania Romenti and I'm responsible for this master program in strategic communication. And welcome to you and also to people who are connected through the our Facebook streaming. I will just describe the most important features of these master programs and the key pillars of this master program, and I will also leave the floor to some guests. Paola Mandelli from the International Office, because we have a lot of opportunities to go abroad and to study abroad, and also we have also developed 2 double degrees with our master program, and then Luciano Luffarelli, who is a communication director. Since we will also introduce our advisory board and we will describe the importance of the companies that support every day and our master program. And finally, I will leave the floor to a student. She is finishing the master program. She is at the 2nd year. So I think that it's very important to listen to the experience of students because they are your peers and they can also answer to very practical questions in order to describe their everyday experience. Okay, so I want just to make a very brief presentation because I think that you can find all the information that are useful information in our website. So I think that my goal today should be to just highlight the most important characteristics of this master program. And I want to start with a few research data about the most important issues, strategic issues for communication management, data from very recent researches in the field of communication management, in order to tell you that we every day we listen, we study, we analyze the communication management field, the professional field, in order to adapt our master program and our courses in order to cope with these strategic issues. First of all, the most important topic that we teach to our students is to be able to link business strategy with communication. So our students learn to translate business strategies and corporate strategies into communication strategies and to use communication tools in order to accomplish strategic goals of the companies. So in our vision, communication is a management tool. And our students learn that communication is a management tool, is a tool that is crucial for accomplishing the strategic goals of the companies and of organizations. Then what is important is also to learn to cope with the digital evolution. So they will study digital communication management and digital tools. They will try to understand how the communication function and the communication, which are the most important features of the communication manager role, and also to reflect upon data and the use of research for communication management. So they learn research methods, but they apply the research, they learn to apply the research methods for solving communication problems. And finally, they try to learn how to explain the value that is created by communication for the organization, for the corporation. So how to highlight and how to support the communication function in order to recognize the value that is created by the communication. I want just to show you some data about the fact that strategic communication is becoming more and more important in the world. These are just some data about the searches for strategic communication words in the Google. As you can see, the last year, more than 200 million of times the word strategic communication word was searched by people in Google, so in the web. And also the job market in the strategic communication fields is more and more improving in the last years, since more than 1 million jobs in the USA were jobs connected, related to strategic communication in 2018, and more than 2.5 million jobs we can find more than 2.5 million jobs related to strategic communication field in USA, Europe and China. So it is a huge professional market that is related to strategic communication. But what is strategic communication? What we mean by the term and the concept of strategic communication? I want just to show you a definition about strategic communication, that is the practice of deliberate, purposive communication. A communication agent, such as a communication agency or a communication professional, enacts in the public sphere, so in the society, on behalf of a communication identity, which is a company, an organization, for instance, in order to reach set goals. So, as I have said before, in our vision and in the vision behind this master program, the strategic communication is a management tool that is used in every kind of organization. So we can think of associations, we can think of international organizations such as NATO or other kinds of organizations, and also business companies, in order to set strategic goals, in order to reach the corporate strategy. Okay, these are the 5 pillars on which we have built this master program. First of all, just a few words about the courses. You can find them in the website, so I want just to comment the fact that you have to attend courses in the first year, and then you have the most of the courses are in the first semester of the second year, because in the second semester of the second year, as you can see, you have to prepare your final dissertation, and you should make or a final project or an internship. So you have a choice, you can make a choice between a field project, which is a consultancy project or a research project, and an internship in a company. As you can see, our topics, so the topics that you learn are topics which are very specific in the communication field. So you can, for instance, learn, digital communication, content management, corporate storytelling, crisis communication, and public affairs, and so on. But also you learn also a lot of topics about management. So how to manage an organization, because you have to know how an organization functions in order to contribute to its success. So you have also to learn the basics of organizational behavior, the basics of corporate strategy, neuromanagement, entrepreneurship, digital markets, and so on. And as you can see at the center, you will also follow some courses which are very specific courses, courses about specific areas of communication. So, for instance, of communication in order to develop relationships with the main groups of stakeholders, such as opinion leaders, influencers, local communities, financial communities, employees, public institutions, and so on. What we try to develop, what we try to develop in our students are knowledge, obviously, but also a lot of skills that are useful for the market, for the job market in the communication area. For instance, we try to train our students to sell their ideas, and for instance, we prepare them for pitch elevators for the project, but also we are working and developing a job fitness center in order to make our students able to use a lot of soft skills, for instance, team building, conflict management, and so on. The teaching methods are teaching methods which combine theory. So obviously we have some theoretical lessons, but we combine theoretical lessons with more practical lessons, where our students, for instance, try to make simulations, discuss case studies. They work on projects and briefs from companies, and sometimes it is very challenging, as Laura will tell to you. And they have also, at the end of the course of the master program, at the second year, they should try to choose between field projects and internships. Our faculty. In order to select our teachers, we have selected our teachers on the basis of two criteria. First of all, they need international teaching experience. So all our teachers have taught in foreign universities, for instance, in other universities, and they should have also some practical and professional experience. So, for instance, for the course in corporate social responsibility and communication, we have two teachers. The first teacher is Laura Iglia. She's not Italian, she's Swiss. And she is an academic. She is Swiss, but she teaches in Spain, at Madrid, and she's the academic, so she teaches theories and concepts applied to CSR communication. And she teaches together with Joachim Lundqvist, is I think Norwegian, so I don't know is Swedish or Norwegian, and he is very, very expert of CSR communication. So he is the owner of a leader company in the CSR communication area, which is Lundqvist. We made the same choice, for instance, for public affairs and digital advocacy. We have a teacher who is an academic, Chiara Valentini. She's Italian, but she is professor at the Jyväskylä University in Finland, and she teaches together with Vittorio Cino, who is the European Public Affairs Officer of Coca-Cola. So, as you can see, we try to, for every course, we have tried to select both academics with professional experience and academic and teaching experience in foreign universities, and professionals with professional experiences abroad. We organize a lot of open lessons with visiting professors. As you can see here, there are some examples of open lessons that we organized in the past year. And I wanted to invite you to the next open lessons. We have organized in March, on the 12th of March, an open lesson with Professor Deirdre McCloskey about the rhetoric of economics from the University of Illinois and Chicago, and also an open lesson in March, the 5th of March, with the CEO of Bayer, Monica Poggio, about the global brand and the global brand strategy and communication of a pharmaceutical company. So we organize more or less every month, some open lessons with visiting professors from abroad, from other universities, and also professionals with an international experience. Okay, international partnerships. I want just to introduce this topic that is a very important topic for you, and then I will leave the floor to Paola Mandelli from the international office. Our students can choose between the Erasmus exchanges. Probably you have also did some Erasmus exchanges during the bachelor, so during your previous experience. And these are some of the universities where the students can go. But we have also 2 double degrees at the moment. We are also finishing, and we are also trying to conclude our other kinds of collaborations with other universities. So you have at the moment 2 double degrees with the Huddersfield University in UK for a certificate in marketing communications. So you can attend courses about strategic marketing management and contemporary consumer engagement. And also another double degree with Cardiff Metropolitan University where you can take a certificate about in international business management, so you can attend courses about creativity, entrepreneurship, globalization, business in global economy, and so on. So what does it happen? You during the second year, at the end of the second year, so in the second semester, when you have concluded all the courses at your university, you can be selected, because you have some selection, you can be selected for attending courses at Huddersfield or Cardiff. So you have some more courses to attend, and you can take a second title, a second academic title, so a certificate. Okay, Paola.
Okay, so hello everyone. I'm going to show you just briefly, just a second, a tool that we use. Okay, so here you can see this tool that is in an online IULM app. In this tool you can see all our partnerships. So we as international office, we are working constantly to give our students the more international possibilities. So every year we develop international partnerships all over the world. So if you just take a look, here you can find all the places in the world where we have partnerships. So our goal is really to give to our students the most international experience that we can. So this master program is very international and is one of the main features of the program. So the opportunities that Professor Romenti showed you are not the only one. I mean, we are, as she told you, we are constantly developing other partnerships. So for example, if you just take a look here, you can see that we have all these kind of agreements and all this kind of typology of international agreements that are not just Erasmus that you may probably know, but we have exchanges, we have double degrees, we have a lot of teaching staff mobility, because also the teaching staff can be interested to have an international experience. As Professor Romenti told you, the faculty of this program is very international. So also the teaching staff and professor mobility is very important for a program like this. So what I wanted to underline here is just that the feature of internationalization in this program and in all our universities is really important to us. So we have an office that deals with all these topics constantly. So you will have a lot of international opportunities, and this is very important. This should be very important for you. So if you have any question regarding international experience or international programs, I'll be happy to answer you. Thank you.
Thank you, Paola. Thank you. So we have an office that is dedicated, fully dedicated to international exchanges. And then our another pillar, strategic pillar of our master program is the advisory board. So the group of companies that supported us to develop the program, and then at the beginning of our history 2 years ago, and then companies which always support us. Because, so you can see some brands, and these companies supported us to select the courses, to select the topics at the beginning. They always support us in teaching, so during courses, because, for instance, they develop projects for our students, they develop briefs for our students, and they also offer other kinds of opportunities with lessons, dedicated also lessons. And then at the end of the master program, some of these companies also offer internships and opportunities of work. So I want to leave the stage now to Luciano Lufarelli, who is a communication director and is very active, a proactive and active part of our advisory board. Luciano, please.
Yeah, so my main job, as you might have understood, is being a corporate communicator. And what I did like most of the university is exactly what you were saying before, that is putting experience and within the theoretical models that are taught to you. So my course in particular, but I think all the courses have this combination of real true life in professional terms and academic models and notions. I want just to, I'm teaching crisis communication, which is quite an important part, because to manage crisis from a communications point of view, you have really to think strategically. It's a very, tough job where all the skills and competencies of a communicator are merged together. So my course, second year, is 48 hours, and the current year we have had, during 11 lessons or 12 lessons grouped, where the hours are grouped, 9 guests coming from corporations, consultancies, journalism, bringing their own experiences to their attention, to your future attention. And of the 48 hours, for 12 hours have been totally devoted to practical activities. Social media crisis, contingencies plan, and finally working on preparing to crisis management. So I think this is the real added value that this university brings to future communicators. And you are lucky, because when I entered the profession, communicators were just taken from journalism substantially, with no academic background. You have a chance here to mix the two things, which is having other people's experience together with a high-level academic teaching. So, well, join us.
Thank you. Thank you, Luciano, for your contribution. And now I want to leave the floor to Laura.
Yes.
Because she's finishing, so
Yes.
you are the second year, and I think that she has the most useful experience for you.
First of all, I have to apologize. Hi, everybody. I have to apologize because I got a sore throat, as you heard before, interrupting what they were saying. So I'm sorry that if you cannot hear me, I'll be louder. Normally, I'm very loud, so I'm not going to be that loud. What can I tell you? I was imagining what to tell you, apart from what they already did. Is that when I started studying here, I didn't come from IULM, so I wasn't really aware of what was gonna be to be here. Like, I didn't know what I was gonna do, and if I liked to be in such a university that is so practical, because everybody speaks about IULM and tells you that we are a practical university. And what you already know, may already know, because I don't know if you know it, is that all students that come here are very happy when they finish. And this is the reason why they always start from the bachelor and then they continue on. The reason why I stopped with my bachelor and decided to come here is because IULM is one of the best in this field. And so if you're willing to be a communicator, you're in the right place, so good job. The first step is done. Now what you have to do is jump. You just have to jump, because you cannot, if you wish to be a communicator and if you understand the importance of communication now in this field and in your working career, you just have to be here. There's no other choice. And this master program is really, it gives you the right lens from where to watch communication, because communication is not just a management tool, because we don't do business, we don't do money. And so normally, I can say maybe 20 years ago, it wasn't like this. Communication was just, oh yeah, you know, communication, la scienza delle merendine. Now it's not like this anymore. When you go and you ask for internship and you just say, I've been studying there, and they're all like, oh wow, so you know everything. And you can fairly say that you know everything because you have theoretical background with which you can support what you already know, what you already can do, because you exit from here, and I am the example of that. You exit from here and you go to companies and they ask you, what shall I do? In your opinion, what shall I do? And this is something that we're not really used to it, because at 25, 26, you're not used to what I should tell you what you should do, because they feel that when we come back out of here, we're ready. And this is because we got professors like them that really prepare us with stress, a lot of stress. I can bet on it. You're going to be overwhelmed, but it's going to be so worth it. You're not going to, never can imagine how worth it is going to be. I don't want to, like you said, I don't want to worry you.
Yes, don't scare them.
No, I don't want to scare you, but you have to know that you cannot just come here and just go to the university because you have to go to the university because you don't know what to do or something like that. But you just really have to be here and come to lesson, go to lesson, be active, be proactive, prepare in advance, just be there, not just being there, because if you are there but you don't listen to what they tell you, it's like not being there, because they got the experience that you're not going to find anywhere else. It's like going to the head of Barilla and asking him, oh, can we take a coffee and then you tell me what should I do to work and be good like you? And they are there and you're not even asking. You're just there listening, and they're going to tell you what is life. And you're there, just please tell me more, tell me everything so I can be just right at the right place in the right time where you are. So you are here, and now the first step is done. So what you just have to do is just come, go to lessons, and then be part of this wonderful work, which is going to be stressing, challenging, and it's going to make you feel powerful and good at what you do. You're not going to end the university like I did and my bachelor saying, what am I going to do now with my life? You're going to end in here and you're going to feel that this was right. And companies where you're going to work are going to be telling you that your worth is valuable because you know something that other universities are not able to give you, which is practice, which is bumping into something that you don't know yet how to solve, but you're going to be able to solve it. And you're going to discover something about you that you don't know now, but it's going to be so worth it. That's it, I think.
Okay, thank you, Laura.
Thanks. I'll be here for the questions.
Yes. So trust me, we didn't oblige her, so she was volunteer. Yes? Okay. Okay, we finished our presentation. Just the last information about administrative information. So you need a level B2 of English language, but you can find all the information on the website. And then how to apply. Okay, so next testing sessions in February, yes, next week on Monday, and in May and July and September if there are some places left. So you have some our contacts in order to make questions, but please, we are available to answer to your questions if you have any question. No questions? Also in Italian, if you want. You are not obliged to speak English if you are shy.
Professoressa, abbiamo una domanda dallo streaming.
Okay.
Okay. Quindi, how many exam sessions a year are there in this course?
How many exams?
Exam sessions.
Okay, you have exams at the end of each course, and at IULM University we have how many exam sessions? Two.
Yes, three
Okay.
counting. December the 1st.
January.
Yes, January. And
Two
then
in January.
July and summer, and then September. So it's going to be three.
Three during July, June, July, and 2 in September. So you can many possibilities to make exams.
And there's one more question for the difference between dual and double degree.
Okay, do you want to? Right?
Okay, so actually they are quite the same. This means that you get 2 titles in the 2 different universities, but it's a question of naming. So the concept is the same. So you go to 2 universities and you get 2 titles. Basically, this is it. Okay.
Yes, sometimes in the dual degrees are more specific, since sometimes in some universities when you attend the dual degree you attend courses of for instance the first year is at IULM University and the second year is abroad. So you can find dual degrees that are mixed, so that are developed in collaboration between 2 or more universities. In this case, we have a double degree, so you have to finish all the courses at IULM University, and then you can add more courses abroad in order to have a second certificate, so a second title. Okay, so but you have to finish all the exam at IULM University and to get the title of in strategic communication. So this is the difference. Okay. Yeah.
Funziona? Ok, buonasera a tutti. Io avrei 2 domande. La prima riguarda le certificazioni accettate per quanto riguarda il B2, ad esempio. Ho visto che sulle indicazioni che date c'è il TOEFL e un altro, però sono solo esempi e volevo sapere se c'erano altri tipi di certificazioni accettate, ecco.
Okay, good.
Oddio. Okay.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. She was saying if the international certifications, which ones are accepted? Did I understand? IELTS and TOEFL, yes. You should get the certification before applying for the tests. Okay.
Volevo sapere se a parte TOEFL e l'altro citato, se ce ne sono delle altre accettate.
Normally, okay. Yes, you can make a question. Okay, you can make a question to our administrative offices.
Okay.
Since yes, there
with
are
an email.
Yes, by
Okay.
mail, because
Okay.
there are other certifications that sometimes we can just evaluate if they could be valid. Okay,
Okay.
we can evaluate case by case.
Okay.
So the most diffused are IELTS and TOEFL, but sometimes students send us different certifications, so we have to evaluate them if they are valid for us.
Ok.
Okay?
L'altra domanda che volevo fare era, dunque io ho un progetto abbastanza preciso di quello che voglio fare come lavoro e diciamo con termini profani vorrei fare quella che è l'ambasciatrice, sempre in termini profani, tra aziende, quindi io assunta da un'azienda italiana, portare il progetto della mia azienda all'estero ad altre aziende per poter creare una collaborazione, tra virgolette. Volevo sapere se questo corso, cioè credo di aver capito che è così, però vorrei sapere anche da te, visto che comunque ti stai laureando, se è possibile.
The question was, she wants to be an example, she wants to be an ambassador, working as a mediator, may I say, between companies. And she was asking if this is the right course for her. And I know this is something that if you got a picture of your life, this is something that you always keep in mind. I would say this, if what you are concerned about is working between international companies, this is absolutely the right thing in the right place, because the experience that teachers have in here gives you really the big picture. It's not just we're not just talking about the Italian context, but we're always, I would say mostly, think about the international sphere. And so this gives you also the I would say the cultural approach that you need to be like this, like be in the right place, right there. If you're more interested in really become a mediator, also from a language point of view, maybe you should go with something else. But it depends on what you want to, what's your focus, and just you can only know what the focus is. So I was just doing this for the others.
Yeah, there is another question from YouTube. Yeah. What is the admission exam like? Is it just theory, or are there also statistics exercises?
No.
Thank you. No statistics exercises at all. We will just propose 2 open questions. Very, very simple and basic open questions about the basics of marketing and the basics of research methods and statistics. So I'm sure that if you have studied these topics, or if you have just read once the books that we suggested, you will be able to answer to these questions. Our goal is to understand if you are able to, not only to answer correctly, but something beyond it. So just if you are able to express your thoughts in English, in a correct English language, and if you are committed, because as Laura said, it is a very challenging course, master course. So we need people who are very committed. So you have to demonstrate to us that you have read these books and that you have reflected upon these books and upon these contents. So no statistical exercises at all, just open and discursive questions. Yes, there is another question.
Io ho una domanda che riguarda sempre le certificazioni e una che riguarda i posti disponibili per iscriversi al corso. Vabbè, quella sui posti disponibili è quanti ce ne siano e quanti sono riservati agli studenti che già vengono dalla IULM. E invece riguardo alle certificazioni volevo sapere, visto che io vengo da mediazione linguistica, in teoria laureandosi in mediazione linguistica si ha già all'interno della laurea un C1 certificato. Mi serve un'altra certificazione oltre alla laurea?
Okay, about the credits, if you have done at least 12 credits in English, then you do not need the certification. Okay. So if in your previous career you have done 12 credits in English language, and I believe that you did, because that is normally the case, you do not need to present a certification.
Ok, grazie.
And for what concerns the number of available places, we have a maximum of 100 places available. So we are, so the selection are not closed at the moment. So we don't know at the moment the number of people who will just make the text next week, but it's we have 100 places available. Okay. Yes, there is another question.
Buonasera. Io ho sempre una domanda riguardo le certificazioni. Visto che la prima sessione di ammissione è la prossima settimana,
sì.
Se qualcuno fosse interessato a fare il test ma non ha la certificazione, può conseguirla anche in seguito o no?
Cosa rispondiamo? Elisa?
Scusate, non volevo...
No. Allora, noi rispondiamo in inglese semplicemente perché c'è lo streaming
Sure.
e ci sono degli stranieri, quindi ripetiamo la domanda. Quindi ripetiamo la domanda e rispondiamo che valutiamo questi casi.
Okay, I repeat the question. The question was if she has not the certification, international certification yet, if is it possible to have it done later? And the answer is yes, we are going to evaluate case by case the certification, but the suggestion is always to get it as soon as possible, and in any case, the best solution is to have it before the next date. So the next date is May 13th. The ideal situation would be that you get it by May 13th.
Yes, because even if you are suitable, so even if you the results of the test are positive, if you don't have the certification, you can't be enrolled. So you can just be inserted in a list that is just a provisional list of people who are waiting for the enrollment. So it's very critical because we have a lot of persons who want to enter. So yes, you can, but you can make the test. Okay, so it's a risk. It's a risk.
Okay. They're asking us on Facebook the admission requirements for the UK universities. So Huddersfield.
The requirements. Per entrare. Do you want to know? Do you don't remember the precise requirements? Okay. First of all, we have the requirement selection are internal selection. So Huddersfield accepts a list of students or the group of students that are selected by us, so by your university. The real problem is that the places available at Huddersfield or Cardiff are just limited, so we have to select students on the basis of the the persons who are interested to go. So the criteria are academic criteria. So our students are selected on the basis of the number of credits they obtained in the courses and also their marks. So the quality of their academic career. Okay.
Then they're asking for a student already graduated in corporate communication and public relations, how can they apply?
Do you mean IULM, University?
Yeah, I think so.
Students.
Okay. If you are already a graduate student from IULM, you can apply online in the time available for applications. So by today, if you want to do it, the test on Monday. Otherwise, from the next session, you will have time to do it online. You do not need to have paper copies of the documents taken to the office, the administrative office, because we already have all the documents since you're already a IULM student. And you have to pay a fee of 120 euros to access the tests.
Yes. Domanda lì? C'è una domanda qui. Qui davanti. Grazie. Okay, the deadline for the test of February 25 is today. So today is the deadline for the registration.
Okay, buon pomeriggio, volevo chiedere riguardo gli sbocchi professionali, che ho visto che si faranno degli stage durante il percorso.
Sì.
E al di là di quelli, quali sono le figure professionali che verranno cercate alla fine di questi 2 anni? E poi anche, volevo chiedere il tasso di impiego alla fine dei 2 anni, in genere quanti laureati vengono assunti?
We are just born, so
Yes.
we don't have
Statistics. I am the statistic.
at the moment.
I am starting the internship, so I don't know. I don't have information to tell you. We're sorry. You have to jump now because it's going to be too late. In 2 years, when you got statistic, it's going to be too late. And everyone is going to be a strategic communicator, so you have to be the first.
Yes, so we don't have it. Yes, please.
Well, the only thing I would like to add is that corporations are seriously always looking for talents. I mean, there's a huge demand for young professionals to enter the communicators' careers. So, I mean, there are no statistics, but seen from my point of view, I mean, it's not at all easy to find people who have a training, a preparation that you will have after these 2 years.
Volevo anche sapere se c'è qualche tipo di accordo già in corso, magari con la Svizzera, anche a livello di università svizzere, di Svizzera interna magari, o
Svizzera
agenzie.
No, al momento no. Agenzie? No. Università?
Imprese intendevo, scusi.
Per il placement? Questo non lo so. Actually, I don't know it. Because
one of my guests was the head of communication of Syngenta, a company which is based in Basel. So, I mean,
yeah.
this is one thing. But no, I think nothing structured. But, I mean, we are calling professionals from all over Europe.
But we have a placement office with, I don't know how many opportunities of work, also abroad. So I don't know if they have some partnerships with Swiss companies. I think so, because we have so many partnerships with so many companies, and so I think so. But I'm not sure at the moment. But we have an office, a placement office, that is dedicated to job opportunities. Okay?
Okay?
Hi. I would like to know if this career can give us basis about advertising or it's just about strategic communication, like.
No, this master program is more focused on strategic communication, so corporate communication. Our approach is very, very wide. We don't have courses, specific courses in advertising, but we are developing some partnership with university, with foreign university, in order to develop a dual degree with a university that offers a degree and a certificate that is more related with advertising. Okay, but the master program itself is much more focused on the below the line communication. So as you know, advertising is communication above the line, so it's very visible. While our master program prepares for job and persons and professionals that work among the below the line communication specializations and fields. Okay.
On YouTube, they want to know more about the oral exam and the written exam, more information about it.
Okay, yes, we have a written exam of no more than 1 hour of 2 open questions, one open question about marketing, so very, very basic, simple and generic questions and topics about marketing, and the second question about research methods. And then you will have an oral exam, an oral colloquium, just to understand your commitment, your expectations, to understand if you are able to express yourself in English correctly, and to comment also your written exam. Is it enough? Yes?
Buon pomeriggio. Volevo sapere quali sono le mete negli Stati Uniti disponibili per il programma Exchange.
Per il programma Exchange, yes.
Vediamo se... Okay, just let's see if I can show you. So you can have the... Just a second, the map. Okay, so... Okay, let's take a quick look. Okay, so here you can see what we have for the United States. Okay. Oh, sorry, the question was where you can go for an exchange in the US. So here you can see our actual partnerships with the US. This is not like all the partnership for strategic communication, but these are all the international partnerships in general of the university. So we are developing a partnership with the University of Nebraska in Kearney. That is one of the, the 9th MBA program in the US. So, but this is not confirmed yet. It will be probably confirmed for the next year. So when you will apply, you will have probably the opportunity of going to the US for having an MBA program. So you will probably have the opportunity to take the first year here and then to go to the US. But these are ongoing international partnerships. So this is the one that we have for now. But for strategic communication, we will probably have more for the next year. Okay.
Basta. Sono finite le domande? Beh, noi siamo qui a vostra disposizione per le persone che sono qui nell'aula per rispondere alle domande più specifiche, magari più personali. E grazie mille e arrivederci.